Welcome back, guys, on my YouTube channel. Today I have a very light setup. This especially is used in European rallies and minor rallies where you don't need the full nav tower setup, you don't have a track and all that stuff. And we have the Handlebar Rally Bracket Kit. This is actually a light setup, but potentially you could do Dakar on, because in 2016 and 2017 I raced Dakar with this setup. It's very light, compact, keeps all the instruments near the handlebar so you don't really feel the weight. And in this particular bike we run a wire directly under the seat connected to the diagnosis. This is a special wire by Rebel Exports Plug&Play. Comes all the way to the front. We installed a fuse box under here. We had to manufacture a custom bracket to hold it there, because analyzing the situation, I thought, since this bike will be used also for enduro riding, sometimes the rider will want to take down the handlebar bracket kit and be quick, and this was the easiest solution. So even the fuse box can be really useful in case he wants to go just with the Garmin. He can have the power outlet just here without having to touch anything on the bike. Furthermore, we don't have a switch to turn on and off, because by attaching to the diagnosis, we just turn on the bike, and when the bike is on, we have power. When the bike is off, no worry, you won't leave your Tripmasters on and forget and drain your battery. Another specific feature of this setup is that you can put different roadbook holders. So there's a bracket for this that is the MIG-Tech. You have the bracket for the F2R, but also you have the upper bracket that is detachable. So you can really put it to any use you need. For example, if you go to Dakar, I had one setup with one Tripmaster and a Speedo cap, so bracket is slightly different. Very important, if you don't want to end up destroying the Tripmaster, we have this bend on top which gives added protection, but at the same time this bend doesn't protrude over the Tripmaster, meaning that in case of crash we won't have to worry about this being something dangerous for the rider, because anyway the Tripmaster are slightly more forward, so in case of impact we'll impact first on the Tripmasters and then on the bracket. But in case you flip over, this will protect your Tripmaster, and we all know how expensive they are. We then wired everything neatly with zip ties. Everything stays behind the headlight mask. You can tilt the angle and also move it back and forwards a bit. We have two versions. We put the standard version, which is the version that is of the exact length to let you install an ERTF bracket. So if you are taking part, for example, at the Enduro Cup at the Morocco Rally, this setup will suit you. You also can either put the brackets in the middle of the handlebar, between the risers, or outside, depending on what you prefer. And if you have a steering damper, this is a setup you can use with your steering damper. On this particular build, we have a MIG-Tech roadbook holder, an RNS Tripmaster, common Tripmaster with the sensor cable, where here we use the OEM sensor cable of the bike with a special adapter wire that, if you haven't seen, I also made a tutorial on this channel. Then we have an ICO Max G with the antenna. We put the antenna here. It's very nice and firm with the super hard Velcro. This is not going in any place. We could add a piece of plastic to protect, but from my experience, it's not really that necessary. For sure, this is something that could add also a space where you could put logos and numbers. Checking the other side of the handlebar, we have the RNS multi-switch 6-button version that lets you command the roadbook holder and the two Tripmasters. But another small feature that we have on this bike, the wiring has been slightly changed, and we have only an on and off switch. We don't have any turn indicators. We have on the seat, we have a Selle dalla Valle custom rally seat cover, so that adds softness to the seat, and if it's wet, it's gonna be quick to dry. Last but not least, we have a 12.5 liter fuel tank by Acerbis, FMF exhaust, full custom graphics, and a front headlight, which I didn't put on this bike, so I wouldn't know where to go buy it. On the forks, we have special WP forks with the plastic 3D printed cable guides, X-Trig triple clamps. This is an awesome bike if you want to have just one bike and switch between rallies when you have rallies and enduro when you want to go on the trails. Well guys, we are at the end of this very short video to show you a very easy and simple setup. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to make a video tutorial to show you how to place this setup and the Rebel X Sports handlebar rally kit. This is universal for all 28mm handlebar. Be sure to subscribe and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!